everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a face-off elimination with 12 books, no, 16 books. Are you ready? We are going to go from judging them by their first sentence of their book to the first paragraph, to the first page. Like, we're just going to break it down like that, and we are going to wheedle down these books. I hope that you're excited about this. I'm doing this because they're all pink books and it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So go get your mammograms, and that includes you men who have some breast tissue, because it can happen to you too. Also, if you do have someone in your family that was close to you that had breast cancer, you may need to go get your screenings done well before the age they normally recommend, which is 40 years old. So for instance, because my grandmother had gotten breast cancer when she was like 30 something, that meant that I was supposed to start my screenings at 25. So go get them done early so that you don't have to worry about it. And then if something bad happens, they can catch it in an early stage and take care of it. Anyway, enough of that spiel. We're going to get into the books. My first two contenders that were completely randomly chosen. I just pulled them out of the bag. This is the order that I got. We have the regulars right here, and we also have Sophie Goes Lonely Hearts Club. So let's start off and see what we've got. So first sentence, let's see if we can do this. If it's too hard to pick between first sentences, we will go ahead and go to first paragraph. Despite her mother's impassioned insistence to the contrary, Evie Shelby had never thought of herself as beautiful. And then for Sophie Goes Lonely Heart Club, we have, I wanted a parade, a procession of acrobatic chipmunks, dancing squirrels, and bagpipe bands of red pandas and ferrets, complete with oversized balloon animals hovering overhead, an intermittent burst of edible sour string confetti. Okay. Sophie Goes Lonely Heart Club wins this round against the regulars, and that was just a one-sentence elimination. Let's see if we will continue to get some really cool books out of this. So I'm going to go ahead and mark Sophie down as being the winner for that round. I am so excited. This is so much fun. Next up, we have Bones of Holly, which I kind of want to win simply from the fact that this is a Christmas, but it also is bones, so it makes me think Halloween too, and I just think that is so appropriate for right now. But also, I've seen this second contender that it's going against on the shelves before, and I've wanted to pick it up, and that is Take It Till You Bake It. So this is going to be so hard for me. These sentences are going to have to be amazing. This is going to be a very hard decision to make, but let's just open it up and see what we've got. So this one is from Bones of Holly. And it says, Jingle Bell Rock pours from a local jewelry store on the main street of Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. Okay, so we know it's in Mississippi. I did grow up some of my life in Mississippi, so that's a plus. But let's see what we've got. And oh, it's not Take It Till You Bake It. It's Fake It Till You Bake It. Okay, so let's see what this one is. All right. Donovan Dell was a professional football player who loved to bake. Okay, that doesn't really help me. That's not a lot of information. Okay, so let's look again at the first sentence of the Bones one. Jingle Bell Rock pours from a local jewelry store on the main streets of Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. Okay, we're going to do the second sentence since we are like at a standstill with this one, because one has the Mississippi, one has a football player who likes to bake. So like, kind of hard. I walk with my friends and business partner Twinkie, who pushes her daughter Marilyn in a super duper stroller. And then the second sentence on this one is, seriously. That one's short, so I'm going to go ahead and do the next line too. He was used to the quizzical looks people gave him when they learned he, a man who made a living terrorizing quarterbacks, co-owned Sugar Blitz, San Diego's latest and best cupcakery. Okay, so I think I've got it. This one, as much as I do want to read something that is seasonal, I feel like the writing is a little bit more stilted and it's harder to just flow off of the tongue, whereas this one right here flows like no other. I think that this will be an excellent read, so this is going to be the winner for that face-off. Fake It Till You Bake It goes in the pile of success For now, we will see what happens when we get to the next elimination. Alright, next up, our contenders are Made in Manhattan, which makes me think of the movie that had Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck in it. I don't know if that has anything to do with it because it says Made, M-A-D-E, not M-A-I-D. So we'll see if it has anything to do with that. And then we have one that kind of looks like it could be some kind of Sherlock mystery type thing, and it is called Who They Was. So yeah, let's see what we've got. First sentence for Who They Was. Don't watch face and jump out the whip. And I'm hitting the pavement, and it's this moment when you jump out of the car and it's too late to go back, when you know that you're definitely going to do it, even though the way the adrenaline bursts through your body makes you wish for a second that you weren't here. Okay. Intense. Let's see what this one is. That one's also listed for the, long listed for the Booker Prize. Violet Victoria Townsend was plenty aware that she was the very epitome of a stock character for snob. I think we need a second sentence for this one because the wording with like the first sentence was very off, like it didn't really follow grammar properly. But this one's about a snob, but this one starts off where there's like a really intense moment. So I feel like I need a little bit more to decide between these two right here. Ask any sketch artist to draw a pampered Upper East Side princess, and Violet would skip straight to the top of the suspect list. Okay, I'm kind of leaning towards this one, but let's see what we've got for the second sentence over here. I am a romance girly, okay? And now we're creeping up the street. She's too far ahead of us. We got the timing wrong, but we can't run to catch up because that will alert her and she'll turn around. So we're creeping fast. Okay, oh my gosh. Okay, so I like reading about snobby characters, but this one is like so creepy and out of the box already. I'm like, are they stalking someone? I don't know what's going on. This is why you don't read the blurbs of books. It's more exciting when you don't. I like both of these, but they can't both win. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and make this one the winner because the other two are like straight up romances. And this one seems like it's definitely not a romance, or at least not a healthy one. So we're going to put that there for now. But then for Made in Manhattan, because I really do like the writing style, I'm going to put it over here on the side, which means if I got two books where I'm not interested in either one, then I can shuffle that one in as the winner of that round, if that makes sense. So Who They Was is going to win that round. Next up, we have The Wedding Crasher, which is one that I've definitely had on my list to read. Some people really liked it, some people really didn't like it. I don't know where I'm going to fall with that. And then the second one is The Truth Hurts. This one looks like a thriller. This totally would have been a better match for the last book instead of a romance, but hey, whatever. This was random. So let's go ahead and read the first line for The Truth Hurts. Ready, Mr. Spencer? He asked. Okay, that doesn't tell me, like, anything. So, let's see what the Wedding Crasher one is. My dog is barking at something. There's only one rational explanation for what's happening in the stairwell. I'm cursed. Okay, Wedding Crashers wins. That was easy. That was so easy. So, The Truth Hurts is going to go over here in the rejects pile. And let's go on to the next two books. So, for here, what we had was Missing at 17, which is a book that I already have, and The Roommate. So what I'm going to do, because I did put Made in Manhattan on the side, and because all of these books were library books, is I am actually going to take that one out of the round, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the competition between The Roommate and Made in Manhattan. So let's see what this one is. We already know the other one's about a snobby character. Let's see what this one is about here. When the man of her dreams ran a hand across his devastatingly handsome face and said, I have to tell you something, and I don't want you to freak out, Clara Wheaton considered for the first time the alarming possibility that she could get dumped by someone she'd never managed to date. Okay, The Roommate wins, and that means that Made in Manhattan is now out of the contenders. So yeah, let's see what's next. Okay, so this next one's cover is very interesting because it doesn't like tell me a genre with it, and that is going to be Gingerbread, and this is going to be going up a book cover that I have seen before and really like, and I think other people liked this book, and it is called Just Like Home. So let's see what we've got. I'm going to start off with Gingerbread, and let's see how that goes. Harriet Lee's gingerbread is not comfort food. That's kind of creepy. And then we've got Just Like Home. which says, the Crowler house clung to the soil the way damp air clings to hot skin. Okay, so from that, I am going to go with the gingerbread. So the less popular of the two, because I've never heard of that one, but we are going to go with gingerbread because that one has me thinking something creepy's going on, and I need to know what was going on by getting some more context. Next up, we have One Last Stop, which I do know about this one, and I have really loved the author's other books. So, but I'm going to try to take that out of mind when I'm considering which one is better when it comes to the first sentence. And the other one is Louisiana Lucky, and it's got cupcakes on the cover. So, yes, I like food. I might like that. I don't know. Let's see what we've got from One Last Stop. So this one's interesting because it's got some parts before you actually get to the first line. So the first line is technically, can I touch you? But there's stuff ahead of it. So it says, taped to a trash can inside the Popeyes Louisiana kitchen at the corner of Parkside and Flatbush Avenues, seeking young single roommates for a 3-bedroom apartment upstairs, 6th floor, $700 a month, must be queer and trans friendly, must not be afraid of fire or dogs. No Libras, we already have one, call Nico. And then it just says, can I touch you? Okay, so to give it a fair shot, because that one did have quite a few extra lines, I will be reading more than one sentence from Louisiana Lucky. And this starts with a prologue, not a chapter 1. So, prologue. The first time, I don't know how to say people's French names. So, it's like Brooks. I have no idea how to say that. Brax. We're going to say Brax, even though I don't know what this is. Sisters played the lottery. They were eating dinner at Theo's, a no-thrills seafood restaurant downtown. Lexi loved this place, with its weathered bar stools, equally weathered crowd, and the familiar scent of fried hush puppies wafting through the air. Okay, so I love hush puppies, but I am going to go with this one just because the witty opening is interesting. So we're going to go with One Last Stop, and Louisiana Lucky is going to go in the reject pile. But again, we only went off of a sentence, so like, don't feel too bad if your favorite book went into the reject. And for our last pairing of round 1 of this elimination game, we have Summer Island and Without a Hitch. Based off the cover, I'm definitely leaning towards Without a Hitch, but we will see how this goes. So we're going to start by reading the first line of Summer Island. It was amazing. Phoebe Adams sat cross-legged on the king-size bed and flourished one hand in the air. Okay. And then Without a Hitch. Oh, no! The wind is something else today, and it made the book fly off the pile, and it went into where I'd spilled some orange juice. And this is a library book, but luckily I was able to save it. No water damage whatsoever. Thank goodness. Now we can continue Without a Hitch. This video is not going off without a hitch. I will tell you that. Win, you need to calm down. Also starts with a prologue. How funny. There. What kind of person would plan her wedding without a proposal? Okay, this one's the win. That was easy. That was easy. Okay. So we've got our contenders. So we have went from 16 down to 8 just by looking at the first sentence, or some of them got a couple of sentences just because they were a little bit harder to pick between. But now we are going to go from 8 down to 4. Let's see what happens with this. So I'm starting an online job soon, so I was outside so that my husband could set up my business area. So I already had this monitor, which is over 10 years old. And then we got this monitor, and look at the difference. It's so different. Like, the image quality is amazing compared to this. And I never thought that this one had bad image quality until now. And apparently my husband has pulled up a bunch of music videos that he wants me to watch. So that's what all of those are. They look like they're all from Ninja, what is it called? Ninja Sex Party? I don't know. Anyway, so I've got to get set up, and I'll get some lighting because it's dark in here, and then we will continue on with the next round. I hope y'all are ready. So because of the wind debacle and having to move everything inside, I actually have organized it in the order of my page now. So we are going to be starting with gingerbread, and we're going to be comparing it to who they was. So now we went from first line, so we're going to do first paragraph, or maybe a little bit more, depending on how big the paragraph is, that sort of thing. I want to have like a good fighting chance for each of the books. So we'll start with Gingerbread. See if this one really does have some sort of spooky element to it, or if I'm just reading into things because I want there to be a spooky element. I don't know. So, there were a lot of books, so we will again start with the beginning. Harriet Lee's Gingerbread is not comfort food. There's no nostalgia baked into it. No harkening back to innocent indulgences and jolly times at nursery. It's not humble, nor is it dusty in the crumb. If Harriet is courting you, or is worried that you hate her, she'll hand you a battered biscuit tin full of gingerbread, and then she'll back away, nodding and smiling and asking that you return the tin whenever convenient. She doesn't say she hopes you'll enjoy it. You will enjoy it. You may think you don't like gingerbread. Well, just try this. If you live low carb, she can make it with almond or coconut flour. And if you can't have gluten, she'll use buckwheat or millet flour. No problem. Okay, I don't like this book anymore. It sounds a little boring to me. So, yeah, let's see what we've got with Who They Was, which we did get a little bit longer of a read of the first time. So again, don't watch face and jump out the whip. And I'm hitting the pavement, and it's this moment when you jump out of the car and it's too late to go back, when you know that you're definitely going to do it, even though the way the adrenaline bursts through your body makes you wish for a second that you weren't here. And now we're creeping up the street. She's too far ahead of us. We got the timing wrong. But we can't run to catch up because that will alert her and she'll turn around. So we're creeping fast. The Bolly is hugging my face tight. Huh? And I've also pulled my hood over it, and I feel the adrenaline explode in the pit of my chest like a dying star, and it's like my entire body has turned into the pumping of my heart. I don't like the writing of either of these, so they're both out. That makes that easy. They're both out. I don't like it. Alright, so then we've got One Last Stop and The Wedding Crashers. Wedding Crasher. And so I may be able to save one. Since we didn't get any from that one, I may be able to save one for the next round. So we'll see how this goes. So this is the one where it said, like, they're needing a remake. Can I touch you? That's the first thing the guy with the tattoo says when August settles onto the rubbed-off center cushion of the brown leather couch, a flaking hand-me-down number that's been a recurring character the past 4.5 years of college. The type you can crash on, bury under textbooks, or sit on while sipping flat Coke and speaking to no one at a party. The quintessential early 20s trash couch. I don't really care about that, but we'll see if The Wedding Crashers does any better. There's only one rational explanation for what's happening in a stairwell. I'm cursed. Yes, I'm being dramatic. Yes, the drama's guaranteed to escalate from here. I am in this predicament because my cousin, Natalie, a cosmetologist by trade, called me at the last minute and begged for my help with, as she put it, providing white glove makeup services for a wedding at the Cartwright. What even is that? Okay. I was getting a little stumbly there at the end, but still was enjoying this more than One Last Stop. So we're going to go with this one for now. And then we have got this one right here, which is Without a Hitch. And the other book is going to be Sophie Goes a Lonely Heart Club. So let's start with Without a Hitch and see how it goes. Da, 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 da. Okay. What kind of person would plan her wedding without a proposal? The kind who ended up single, sweaty, and salty on the intended date. That's who. I took another gulp of Chardonnay, inhaled the scents of fresh-cut grass and Harper's Marlboros, and watched my three best friends dance on the sidewalk. An iPod and Bluetooth speaker blared, "Since you've been gone." Brightly colored Mexican muumuus stuck to their backs in the humid night air. So is that how you spell muumuus? Because my grandmother always wore muumuus, and I also wear muumuus. They're my favorite. It's just like a completely shapeless dress is what I am saying a muumuu is, but I don't know if that means the same thing with a Mexican muumuu or not. But anyway, yes. So that one's that one. So far, I'm liking that. Okay. Sophie goes, Lonely Heart Club. I wanted a parade, a procession of acrobatic chipmunks, dancing squirrels, and a bagpipe, band of red pandas and ferrets, complete with oversized balloon animals hovering overhead, an intermittent burst of edible sour string confetti. Instead, I settled for my pen's succinct scratch across the contract of my first apartment lease, accompanied by the firm handshake of the property manager. After exiting her office, I withdrew the translucent bag of sour gummy worms from my pocket and popped a yellow and green one in my mouth. Loneliness was a disease. A matchmaker was its curse. Salvation and babysitter. I, a newly minted matchmaker, had returned home. My calling, my responsibility was to tend to the romantic needs of this large city. What was... I'm already forgotten some of... What was this one? Oh yeah, this one had the muumuu. Okay, I think I'm liking this one more, even though when it came to like the first sentence, I really, really liked this one. So, the other thing I did notice with this one is I think that this one has some Asian rep. And this one has some, I guess, Latina. It looked like, because they were talking about, I guess, Mexican rep. And then this one looks like an interracial romance. And then our last pairing is this one, which is Fake It Till You Bake It, and their roommates. All right. Woo! Let's see what we've got in the roommate. All right. When the man of her dreams ran a hand across the devastatingly handsome face and said, I have to tell you something, and I don't want you to freak out. Clara Wheaton considered for the first time the alarming possibility that she could get dumped by someone she'd never managed to date. She cursed her wicked ancestors as she glared at the pineapple-scented air freshener hanging from the rearview mirror of Everett Bloom's Jeep Wrangler. No matter how many lines she'd fed her mother's friends back in Greenwich about pursuing fresh career opportunities, she'd moved across the country because part of her believed she stood a chance at winning Everett's heart after 14 years of pining. Okay, so we've got like an unrequited love thing. I'm liking that. Also, you notice when I read, I'm not getting tripped up and it's just flowing really fast. That is good writing. When you get tripped up and tongue-tied, that is bad writing. So that's kind of how I determine if I like a book or not, is if I get tripped up when I'm talking. I should be able to read it really fast, and that is the marker of good writing. Anyway, I rented my room out for the summer, he said, the words both gentle and firm, the way someone might confess to a child that Santa wasn't real. You rented your room? Clara's response came slow, comprehension dawning with each syllable. The one you offered me 2 weeks ago? If he hadn't been driving and her mother hadn't made her memorize the etiquettes of Emily's post in her adolescence, she might have lunged at him. Okay, I really like that so far. And remember, we did eliminate a whole round. So if I like both of these, I could make both of them go to the next round. So again, we have stuff to compete against. Because if otherwise, it'll just be 3 books competing and it won't be the 2. So anyway, yeah, let's see if I like this one or not. I think I will. I really do think I will. What can you not like about like a Macho Man baker? Like, all right. Donovan Dell was a professional football player who loved to bake. Seriously. He was used to the quizzical look people gave him when they learned he, a man who made a living terrorizing quarterbacks, co-owned Sugar Blitz, San Diego's latest and best cupcakery. He didn't care, though. Baking relaxed him. Running his own business thrilled him. His plans for his post-playing career were starting to take root, exactly how he'd planned. Donovan, sales have declined for 6 straight weeks. Okay, maybe not exactly how he'd planned, as his accountant had just noticed, with absolutely no attempt to spare his feelings. Their weekly business call was off to a rip-roaring start. He made a face, and the cell phone lying so innocently on his office desk. "Donovan, did you hear what I said?" His accountant's exasperation came through the phone speakers loud and clear. Okay, yes, I like that. I like that. Okay, so the rundown of the 4 books that we have here right now is Fake It Till You Bake It. So this one's about a baker whose business is not doing so well, and he's also like a professional football player, so hoo-hoo-hoo, yes! And we also have The Roommate, which has an awesome writing style, and it looks like it's going to be the unrequited love trying to become requited, if you know what I mean. So I am going to let both of those go through. Then we've got Without a Hitch, which is about a girl who has planned her wedding, which I didn't read the full page for this one. Those two, I read the full page. So let's go ahead, read a little bit more of this one. This is the one about the Mexican muumuus stuck to the backs in the humid night air. They toasted Cinco de Mayo, graduation, and the future, shiny as a new penny. I leaned back on the cool concrete steps of the Texas Christian University chapel and closed my eyes for a moment. The screw-top bottle dripped condensation between my bare feet. On loop? What? On loop? Huh? In my head ran the inescapable thought. This was supposed to be my wedding day. "Lottie, get your butt over here," Natalie, one of my soon-to-be former housemates, yelled. I waved the Chardonnay at her in dismissive reply. "Suit yourself," Megan said with a shimmy of her narrow purple hips, and tossed her dark brown curls. "But this may be the last night we're all together, like forever." Okay, I still like that after the whole first page. And then the Wedding Crashers. Let's see what we've got with the whole first page. Okay. Chapter 1. The Cartwright Hotel, Washington, D.C. Solange is the person's name. There's only one rational explanation for what's happening in the stairwell. I'm cursed. Yes, I'm being dramatic. Yes, the drama's guaranteed to escalate from here. I'm in this predicament because my cousin, Natalie, okay, we already read that part. My other cousin Lena, the wedding coordinator for this swanky boutique hotel, has instructed me to keep a low profile. She would never admit this, but I'd bet money she's worried that my alarmingly effective "most men are trash" pheromones will change the outcome of this highly anticipated affair. So fine, I'm happy to hand Natalie makeup brushes or wipes or whatever and keep out of sight, except she's assigned me an additional duty, asking for a broom and dustpan, and I figured I could snag a few extra vials of courtesy moisturizer for my ashy hands if I went down to housekeeping myself. Okay. I don't want to read with a man-hating character, and I feel like maybe that was the reason why people did not like this book, because they thought she was too much of a man-hater, and it was like bad version of feminism. I'm not quite sure. I know people didn't like it, but I can't recall exactly why, and I was getting a little tripped up with the language, so I am going to say no for this one for now. And also, so now that we've got it down to 3 books, I think what we're going to do is we are going to read the second page and narrow down that way. And it may just be if I read the second page and I don't like it, I will move it, and that's going to narrow it down, and I will read at least one of these books. So we're going to start with Without a Hitch. This is the one where the girl, she was supposed to get married. I waved Chardonnay at her dismissive reply. "Suit yourself," Megan said with a shimmy of her narrow purple hips and a toss of her dark brown curls. "But this may be the last night we're all together, like forever." "Quit being such a party pooper. It's graduation," Harper said. "You have dancing to do, drinks to consume, and an ex to get over. One day, 4 years of dating will feel like nothing," said Natalie, ever the optimist. "This will just be a blip on your radar, a step on your way to your actual fabulous life. Preferably with someone rich and famous who loves you and his mama." Oh, Jesus and his mama. Harper winked. "Maybe someday you won't even feel like such an idiot for planning your wedding years before Brody never proposed," Megan said. "I don't think it's idiotic, just very, very committed." Natalie smiled broadly, I'll bet unconvincingly, teeth white against golden brown cheeks. Maybe more like deserving to be committed, said Harper, arching a thin brow. Lovely, very funny. Thanks, y'all. I knew they were trying to be helpful, however drunkenly. Okay, this is like the fourth adverb, which is the ly words. So if that's happening on the second page, it's probably a lot of telling, not showing throughout the book, because they're using a lot of lazy words, which are, like, you don't want to say however drunkenly. You would say, like, you know, she sways with her drink spilling over the edge. Like, you would use a description, not drunkenly or unconvincingly. I know I'm being nitpicky, but that's the point of this. So I'm thinking notes without a hitch, because if there's that many adverbs on page 2, it's gonna get worse, because everybody knows chapter 1 and the last chapter are the most heavily edited chapters in books. So the middle would just get really bad. So I'm going to say no to this one for now. It may be that we literally pick one winner, because right now we have 2 books. So we've got The Roommate and we've got Fake It Till You Beg It. I keep saying take it because it's covering it, so I couldn't tell that it was an F. But anyway. All right, so again, his shop is in danger because things have not been going the way he thought that they were going. Okay. He made a face at the cell phone lying so innocently on his office desk. Donovan, did you hear what I said? His accountant's exasperation came through the phone speaker loud and clear. Yes, Shauna. I know profits have declined. Oh, Shauna. So it's a girl. Maybe she's going to come down and whip his business into shape and him into shape during the process. Are we going to get one of those? Are we going to get one of those? Yes. Yes. Okay. I know profits have declined for the last 6 weeks, he answered, better than anyone. Business had been good, really good, when the shop first opened in January after his team was eliminated from the playoffs, which sucked, by the way. Probably because people were dying to see their favorite football players, up close and personal, hawking baked goods. After that first month, however, the number of customers had slowed from the flood to a steady stream to a darn trickle, and I don't cuss, so I just replaced it with darn. He didn't know why. He'd done all the market research. Their product was top notch. The location was excellent, yet the sales figures on his computer screen did not lie, and if he and his business partners were going to follow through with their plan to hire a full-time manager whose salary would be fully funded by the store's profits by the start of the training camp in July, then sales needed to rebound soon. He stifled his 100th sigh of the day. We're going to turn things around. He was Donovan Dell. He didn't fail. That kind of rhymes. Dell fell. I hope so. She didn't sound optimistic, which set his teeth on edge. Why had he thought it was a good idea to hire his big sister? Ooh. Okay, so Shauna is not potential girlfriend material. She is the sister. So instead, I think we're still going to have that trope, but instead of it being the business accountant, it's going to be the business partner that he hires on to take over once he's doing football again. That's what I'm thinking. That's my prediction. Anyway, let's keep reading. Yes, she had a brilliant mind, but she would never respect their professional relationship. He was just her baby brother whose diapers she changed on the way too many occasions after all. I told you I wasn't sure such a large storefront was the best option for the store. Yes, I know. He was proud of his cordial tone. He'd bought the building located in East Village years ago as a real estate investment. He'd fallen in love with the wide open space with its exposed brick and original fixtures. Then last year, his best friend and teammate, Nicholas, had suggested turning their mutual baking hobby into a business. Donovan had run all kinds of analysis on the best use for the property, but ultimately, he trusted his instincts. Okay, so that's what we have so far for here. And then let's read page 2 for The Roommate. We did that at football games. Anyway. Where were we? Okay, you rented your room. Clara's response came slowly, comprehension dawning with each syllable. The one you offered me 2 weeks ago? If he hadn't been driving and her mother hadn't made her memorize the etiquette of Emily Post in her adolescence, she might have lunged at him. She'd broken the lease on her apartment in Manhattan, left behind her friends and family, and turned down a curator? No idea what that means. Internship at the Guggenheim, which I also don't know what that is. I've heard of it, I just don't actually know what it is. It's like a museum? Who knows? All for nothing, even compared to generations of storied Wheaton family scandals. Surely this nosedive into misadventure could claim a land speed record. The palm trees they passed along the freeway mocked her, a hallmark of the Hollywood happy ending slipping between her fingers. She hadn't even unpacked her suitcases. An undigested airport pretzel still floated somewhere below her diaphragm. How could Everett already be saying goodbye? No, hey, wait, no, I didn't rent your room. His signature lazy smile, the same one she'd fallen for the moment his family moved in next door all those years ago, dropped back into place. I rented the master. The band got an offer to go on tour last minute. Nothing too wild, but we're opening for a blues band outside Santa Fe with this crazy cool sound. The tent brought a sick van. And Trent bought a sick van to haul the equipment. His careless words sent her straight back to high school. How many times after his social standing skyrocketed in 10th grade had Everett canceled plans with her in favor of band practice? How many times since then had he looked over her shoulder instead of into her eyes when she tried to talk to him? No one would believe she'd earned 2 advanced degrees from Ivy League institutions only to end up this stupid. Who rented the room? Clara interrupted his detailed description of the tour van's vintage fenders. What? Oh, the room. Don't worry. He's a super nice guy. Josh something. Found him on the internet a few days ago. Very chill. Oh, no, he didn't. Ooh! He waved a hand in her general direction. You're gonna love him. Oh, no, you do not pick a guy to live with a girl. You let the girl pick the guy. He can be dangerous. Like, she needs to feel comfortable in that space. Anyway, she closed her eyes so he wouldn't see them roll toward the sunroof. No matter how many times she considered the lengths she would go in her quest to finally win Everett Bloom's affection, she'd never imagined this. Okay, so now I think what's going to happen is she's actually going to fall for the guy that Everett got to do the room with. And maybe it starts off as a little bit of enemies because she's like sitting over here all studious reading her little book, and he's like over here on the other side of the couch like, hey, what are you doing? Why don't you have a conversation with me? That's kind of what that looks like, but I don't know. So now we get to see what my predictions were. We're going to read the summaries, see if that will narrow it down to one choice for me, and it may be that I read both the books, and then that's how we determine who the winner of this is. I don't know. We're already 40 minutes into this. We'll see. Okay, so this one. And I love where they're like in the same space together. I like close proximity romances, so interesting. House rules. Do you own dishes? Oh, do your own dishes. Not before entering the bathroom. Never look up your roommate online. Oh gosh. The Wheatons are infamous amongst the East Coast elite for their lack of impulse controls, except for their daughter, Clara. She is the consummate socialite, overachieving, well-mannered, and predictable. But every Wheaton has their weakness. When Clara's childhood crush invites her to move across country, the offer is too tempting to resist. Unfortunately, it's also too good to be true. After a bait-and-switch, Clara finds herself sharing a lease with the charming stranger. Josh might be a bit too perceptive, not to mention handsome, for comfort. But there's a good chance he and Clara could have survived sharing a summer sublet if she hadn't looked him up on the internet. Oh no. Once she learned how Josh has made a name for himself, Clara realizes living with him might make her the Wheatons' most scandalous story yet. What? Okay. His professional prowess inspires her to take tackling the stigma against female desire into her own hands. They may not agree on much, but Josh and Clara both believe women deserve better sex. What they decide to do about it will change both their lives, and if they're lucky, they'll help everyone else get lucky too. Am I blushing yet? I think I'm blushing. Okay, so it's quoted, says, Dannon's voice is fresh and sharp. And that's from the person that wrote Not the Girl You Marry. And then the other quote is from the person that wrote Bringing Down the Duke. And it says, funny, super steamy, and surprisingly tender. Yes. Interested. I'm very interested. Very interested. And then we've got Fake It Till You Bake It. Okay, so Fake It Till You Bake It is like a chili chocolate cupcake, super sweet, with one hell of a kick. Wesley combines delightful characters, delicious tension, and a fascinating setup to create this truly satisfying romance. And that was by Talia Hibbert. And then Farrah Rochen, not sure if that's how you say it. Funny, smart, and deliciously romantic, Jamie Wesley delivers it all with this adorably sweet start to her new series. So it's a series. And I think when I was picking up, I did see another cover that had like cupcakes. So, Fada Townsend Matthews is the most reviled woman in America after turning down a marriage proposal on a reality dating show. When she comes home to lick her wounds, Jada finds herself working at San Diego's newest cupcake bakery, Sugar Blitz, alongside the uptight owner and professional football player Donovan Dell. When a reporter mistakenly believes Jada and Donovan are an item, they realize they can use the misunderstanding to their advantage to help the struggling bakery and rehabilitate Jada's image. Faking a relationship should be simple, but sometimes love is the most unexpected ingredient. Fake It Till You Bake It is a sweet confection of a novel, the perfect story to curl up with while enjoying a cupcake on the side. Okay. This challenge was a success. Oh my gosh. Also, this one has a front blurb, and the front blurb is by one of my favorite new authors that I've discovered like this year and last year. It might have just been this year. It was this year. Favorite author I discovered this year, which is Jen DeLuca, author of like the Well Met series, which are all 5 stars. And she says my favorite smash the patriarchy couple. So yeah. Okay. I'm reading both these suckers. I'm reading both of these suckers because they sound great. They sound wonderful. I'm very interested. So, these are the winners. I think this one seems like it's going to be spicier. So I think this would be my number one out of the two. But like, I got to read both of them because they both sound good. And I've been in a slump. Y'all. I've read 3 books this month, and they were all audiobooks. And I had to read them. So I had to read Frankenstein. I did it in tandem, so I was reading physically and listening. And then I had to read Billy Summers by Stephen King for the book club at my library. And then the other one was the second book by Olivia Dade, which was like the sequel to Spoiler Alert. And so I want to read that because I want to read her third book, which is like Shipwrecked in that series that comes out in December. So all of them are like necessary reads. But I just wanted something fun and off the wall to read. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this book. I'm going to read this book. And because it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, okay, we've got to read some pink books. So I am going to read these 2, but I'm going to make it a reading vlog. So I am also going to be reading one more book. Can you guess what the third pink book is going to be? Love on the Brain! So we've got a second chance romance with a little bit of an enemies to lovers in there. Then, because I don't think they were ever together. They were never together. So it's not really second chance, but they've known each other before, and then they didn't know they weren't talking for a long time. And then they're working together on a project. That's going to be great. And then we have got fake dating trope. So, hate to love, yeah, enemies to lovers, that's what we'll say. So this one's enemies to lovers. Then we've got fake dating. And then we've got smut. I think we're in for a good time. This looks kind of peach. Looks kind of peachy on camera compared to the other two pink books, but like, it's still pink. It's still pink. It's still pink. We're going to go with it. So yeah, I'm going to read all these pink books. These beauties. And I'm going to do a separate vlog for those, so you will get to see my feedback. I will probably keep it kind of non-spoiler, but I might also do some individual reviews for these books. So let me know what you think. I guess the vlog, I probably will do like a non-spoiler. Maybe I'll put like little sticky notes on the book. So I'll check in with you after every quarter of the book, or like every 50 pages or something like that, and give you some feedback. But I think that these books right here, are going to help me break out of my slump. And the other cool thing is that this one is brand new. This one is newer. I don't know what month it came out in, but it still has a new sticker on it. And then I don't know how long this one's been out. It looks like it's probably been on the shelf for a while. But let's see, because I'm curious. 2020. So it's new. Yeah. So we're going to read these romances. Let me know down below in the comments. I'm curious. Which one are you most excited about? Especially if you choose between these two. Since we talked about those and this one. Let me know. Let me know which one tickles your fancy. Tickles your fancy. Yeah, this was so much fun. So much fun. If you have a suggestion for which kind of face-off I should do next, let me know. Christmas is coming. And I do have quite a few Christmas books on my shelf. So maybe I should do a face-off with my Christmas books, and I pick one of them to read this year. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you have made it this far in the video, I salute you. I salute you, because that's awesome. This is like an hour-long video. Y'all are like legit awesome. So awesome. So anyway, I had fun. I hope you had fun. I'm hype. I'm so hype. I love my new computer screen, and it's all like flat. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. So I gotta watch all these weird videos my husband put up here. And then I might go play a Pokemon game with him, because my husband has been so supportive this month. Normally he's a little nagger, and I just tell him to shut up all the time, because he just annoys me, because I get annoyed easily. But he has been so good this month. Like, I've been having medical issues, and like, he's been fine with me calling out of work. And he's been so supportive with me getting ready for the new online job, which is not going to pay as much. So, you know, normally those like financial situations would stress him out. But yeah, like, things have been really good for us this month, despite all the crappiness that's been happening, like, medically wise with me. But yeah, he's been so supportive. I'm just like, shout out to Steven. Shout out to Steven. But anyway, Steven with a PH, y'all. So I'm going to watch these weird videos, and then I'm going to go make his night by spending some time with him, playing games or something. I don't know. Spend some time with my baby. And then, of course, I'm going to be doing some more reading. I'm so excited. I really want to know, like, seriously, don't worry about this one, because I own this one. So I have more than 2 weeks where I can complete this. So not this one. Don't worry about that one, because I own it. But I only got 2 weeks for these. So, which one do you want me to read first? And it may be that I kind of read them in tandem. Do you like reading vlogs where the person is reading the 2 books, so you're getting a clip about this book, and then you're getting a clip about this one, and it just kind of goes back and forth the whole video until you get to the end? And I will tell you which one is like the winner, which one I thought was the best. I'll tell you at the end of the vlog, because that'll kind of like complete this little elimination gap. But yeah, so your job as my most amazing viewers who sat here and watched this for an hour, or did like I do and put it on double speed, so it's only been 25 minutes, which is so much better. Like, to not waste your time, you know, double speed rocks. Yeah, so your job is to tell me which one of these you want me to read first, or if you want me to read them in tandem for the vlog. And then the second mission is to tell me what you want the next version of this to be. Do you want it to be Christmas books? It could even be something like green covers or blue covers for like winter. Like, let me know. We could go with the rainbow theme and we just switch it up every month and change the colors. I don't know. Y'all tell me what you're interested in, because I want to be making content that y'all really like. And also, like, I know it's kind of taboo to talk about numbers. But I want to get to where I'm able to have the features. I want that community tab, because I want to be able to do stuff like poll y'all, to be able to ask you like the same day, like, hey, which of these should I watch? Not watch. Which of these should I read first? That sort of thing. Or like if I'm doing an experiment, I'm literally standing there at the library and I'm like, hey y'all, which one of these experiments do you want me to do? I can get instant feedback, and I can't really do that anywhere as well as just the comment, the polling feature that they have with YouTube. So that is my goal, is to, as quickly as possible, grow my channel to the 500 so that I can get that community tab, so that I can make this channel even that much more funner for y'all as the viewers. But y'all are already like, so amazing. So yeah, I'm excited. And I think that by doing really cool, fun videos like this, that'll definitely help that out. And we'll get to the point where I can get that community tab and y'all can be giving me more suggestions for content. I am always open to your ideas. So if you have a type of video you want me to do, or if you want me to create something original based off of something else, like for instance, I'm going to be doing a Taylor Swift tag that I'm creating based off of her new album, Midnights, that comes out on the 21st. So I'm really excited about that. But if y'all are like, hey, Selena Gomez has a new album coming out, can you make a book tag based on her songs? Like, let me know, and I will definitely give it a go, because I think that that's fun. And yes, I'm here to make content that I just want to make, that I just think of, but also this is such a creative outlet for me. And now that I have the Discord, and with a lot of y'all, like, actually, y'all are like so cool, and you watch the whole videos and then you comment. So I really do feel like I'm making friends here, even if we don't talk outside of the YouTube comment section. Like, I'm just so excited to continue that and to involve y'all more and more in the channel, including like what content I do. So yeah, hit me up. Let me know. Let me know. And I'm going to see y'all later, because we almost at 60 minutes here and my phone ain't got that much room. So I will see y'all later, but thank you so much for watching, and just know that you are loved and appreciated. And I do have a Discord, so if you ever want to just chat it up with me because you think I'm cool and you want to get to know me more, or you think I'm super weird, which I totally am, like, whatever, you can hit me up on my Discord, and I do have that linked now. So if you go to the homepage on my channel, there's a Discord link. And I do have a general spot where you can just post whatever you want. If you want to post it to the group that's in there, or if you just want to send me a direct message, you can totally message me on Discord. If you do have certain content, or like a book that you want me to read or something like that you think is really important that people need to know about, but you don't necessarily want everyone to know that you suggested it, then of course you could DM me that as well. And I could take that into consideration. This doesn't mean that I'm going to do everything that's suggested, because like time and some stuff requires money to do, and I don't have no extra disposable income, which is why we do a lot of library based stuff here. But yeah, y'all just let me know. I am here for you. So I'm here for me, and I'm here for you. I want to be entertaining to y'all. And keep providing content that y'all enjoy. So that means I need y'all's feedback so that I know what y'all enjoy, because numbers are not everything. If I have one viewer who really likes a certain type of video that I do, if you let me know that you like that type of video, I'll keep doing it. Like, I don't care if there's just one of you. It's fine. But yeah, that's all. That's all. Bye! Don't forget to subscribe, like, share with friends. And that's it. Comment. I reply to all of them. Bye.